Hi everyone, I'm Akeo Chung, and in this video I'll show you how to set up and launch your model rocket for the NARTREK Junior Beginner Level. So the first thing that you want to do is take some wadding. And wadding is basically a flame-resistant tissue paper that's used to protect the rocket from the motor's ejection charge. So what you want to do is just take a little bit of wadding and put it on the top end of your rocket. Afterwards, you want to take your streamer or whatever recovery device you're using and kind of just stuff it in through the top. If you're using a parachute, I recommend folding the parachute before you load it in the rocket. So I'm just gonna stuff this in here real quickly. Okay, and now let's go to the next part. So now what you want to do is load the motor. So for the motor, we're going to be using a method called friction fitting, which is basically holding the motor is held in by friction. So as you can see right now, it's kind of loose. So what you want to do is you want to take some tape. I'm using blue masking tape for this, and you want to just take a little strip of it. You want to just put it around the motor, like so. And then just kind of test, is the fit better? So it still is kind of loose, so I'm going to keep doing that until it's tighter. Okay, so the next step is you want to load in the igniter to the motor. So with the motor, it should come with an igniter from SS igniter, and also a igniter plug, which is basically used to hold in the igniter. In the igniter like this, and that just helps me put it in better. Afterwards, what you want to do is you want to take this plug and just put it in the top like so. Okay, let's take it to the launch pad. So this rocket that I'm using uses a launch lug setup for the guiding, and right here I have a launch rod. So I'm just going to put it in like so. Okay, and if you want to take a closer look at how it's set up right now. Okay, so next, what I'm going to do is take this launch system I have. This is the SS Pro Series 2 launch system, and I'm going to set up this so the wire goes back, and the clips are over there. So I'm going to just take it back over here. And take it. Okay. So next, what you want to do is take your take the alligator clips here, and you can see for this system there's two sets of them. So there's these two red ones and these two black ones. You want to pair up a red one with a black one. So I'm just going to do that right now, and if you come closer here, you can see that the igniter has two wires to it, and you want to put one on each one and make sure they're not touching. Okay, so now that that's loaded, you can take a closer look here. This is just how it's set up, and you can see the two clips aren't touching. That's very important for getting the motor to launch properly. Okay, so now that you have the setup, you want to walk at least 15 feet away from where the rocket is launching. So I'm going to go over here. Okay, so now with the launch system, you want to push down the key, and usually there's some sort of indicator of whether like the current is going through properly, called continuity. So if I push down my key, there's a red light, and also if I click a button, there's a beep sound. Okay, so now I'm going to launch the rocket. I'm going to do a countdown from 5. Ready? All right. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, so just for an additional note, if the igniter doesn't ignite properly when you try to launch the rocket, this is called a misfire, and you want to wait at least 60 seconds before approaching the rocket to see what went wrong. Okay, now to give a further look into how these launch controllers work and how to use them, this is the SSE launch controller, and this is the SS Pro Series 2 launch controller. And essentially what they do is they send an electrical current through these wires, and it reaches these clips at the end, which are connected to the igniter. And when that like electricity goes through the igniter, it ignites and lights the motor. So with this, I will show you how to use it. So for this one, the clips, I connected them to each other, and this simulates the them being connected to the igniter. And when they're connected to each other, you want to check for something called continuity, basically meaning that like the current is actually going through and reaching the other end. So when I press this down, this launch key down, it's gonna have a red light. That means it has continuity, and in order to launch it, I just hold this down with the red light on and then press down on this button. Okay, so for this launch controller, it's a bit different, as there is a separate launch key that I will put in the middle here and connect these two. And as you can see, the light has turned on, and on the left side there's this yellow button, and that makes an like a beeping sound to let you know that there's continuity. And then to launch it, you want to hold down the yellow and then press the red. Okay, with that, I'll see you guys in the next one, and I hope this was very helpful. Good luck with your flights.